Para.
Hello and welcome to Sacred Pause with your host, myself, Kelsey Keil. This is the podcast for anyone looking for a break, a quiet moment to just be, without any other obligations other than to get grounded, get in your heart, get out of your head, and to be still in whatever it is you're struggling with and desperately wanting to heal. Oftentimes, all we need in order to feel at peace is a sacred pause. Have you ever struggled with anxiety? I know I sure have. Well, that's exactly what I'm going to help you with on this week's episode, where you'll not only learn how to overcome anxiety, but also how to use it as a tool in your everyday life. What's up, everyone? I hope you're all taking care of yourself and being easy on yourself and being easy on others, because this time we're all in right now is obviously very unprecedented and just freaking wild, right? Ugh, man, some of the guilt definitely comes up when I say this, because I know for a lot of people this year so far has been terrible in so many ways. And my heart goes out to anybody and everybody in that position. And at the same time, I can't let that stand in the way of all of my peace and all of my gratitude, because this year has given me so much clarity and so much guidance. I really couldn't be more grateful. I've been having a lot of fun getting to know myself better and just watching myself grow in so many different ways. It's like I'm not even me, but at the same time, I'm me. Like last night I had a nightmare that I couldn't share my feelings with anybody. Like, what the hell? I literally have no idea what happened to the old Kelsey, but I'm loving the new one. If you rewind back 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 3, 4 years ago, all years ago, sharing my feelings with literally anybody, including myself, was literally the hardest thing in the world. The hardest thing in the world. I literally didn't know how to. Didn't know how. And now I'm having nightmares about not being able to do that. It's just crazy. It's freaking amazing. But anyways, I bring this up because today I want to talk about the most fun topic, anxiety. Yeah, not the most fun topic, but I think my anxiety first got planted and first started to grow when I no longer felt it was safe to be me, safe to share my feelings, safe to think out loud, safe to like what I like, wear what I want, and do what I want, be what I want. That's when all my anxiety truly started. So it's definitely safe to say that anxiety is something I've struggled with for as long as I can remember and still do a little bit each and every day. The difference now is I use it as a tool, whereas before anxiety used me, so I was the tool. And no thank you. And I think that's the key for anyone with anxiety, which unfortunately I think is majority of us. Got to use it as a tool, somehow figure out a way to use it as a tool. So I've been thinking a lot lately, maybe because my partner Paige and I are in the process of manifesting our dream house and all of the stress and anxiety that could come from that. And I just had a thought about prime real estate and the crazy amounts of money it takes to live in a nice neighborhood in a nice house. And if you live in LA on the beach, for example, then we're talking crazy amounts of money, and it pretty much just seems impossible. And then I thought, whoa, that's crazy, because the most expensive, prime, amazing real estate we truly already have. We already have it. It's our mind and our body. It may not seem like it because of all the stress and all the worry we hold on to, but when you're really tapped into source or your higher self or whatever you want to call it, it is so clear that a peaceful and a calm mind and body is truly all that matters and should and is, in a way, that's another topic, but it should be the most expensive thing on the market. So in other words, I feel like peace of mind is what everyone is after. Not the big house, not the fancy car. Those things are really awesome, don't get me wrong, but those things will never, ever, ever change your mental state. It might seem that way, but I promise you no material thing will ever bring you true inner peace. And that's where anxiety comes in. I think anxiety is taking over our minds and then, of course, bleeding into our bodies because it's all connected and therefore taking over our peace. When's the last time you felt peaceful? Truly peaceful? I really hope your answer is right now or yesterday or even last month. But sadly, I think that's just not the case for most of us. So if we can work with anxiety as a tool to get us into a more peaceful state, well, I am proof that we can do exactly that. And that anxiety can be a tool for us to connect deeper with ourselves. Not long ago, pretty much right before COVID hit, so maybe 8 or 9 months ago, 8 or 9 months ago, my OCD and anxiety was at its all-time high. And I had been actively working on it for several years at that point. So yeah, it was very frustrating. But I do think it needed to get pretty much debilitating for me to truly look at it and to truly decide that no matter what, this is not the way I want to live any longer. Not the way I want to live. I'll do anything but live this way. And then I just continue to put the work in, and it takes a lot to actually change. So I just put work and work and work. And after years of focusing on this, I finally figured out the trick. Do you want to know what the trick is? The trick is to do nothing. Yep, literally, that's the trick. When my anxiety starts to creep up, I start to overanalyze, overthink. My body tenses, my heart starts beating faster. So I literally used to take every action to resist that feeling, and what you resist persists. So I was literally doing actions that held on to my anxiety for dear life, as if I didn't want to let it go. And at that time, a part of me didn't want to let it go. Why? Well, one reason is because I wasn't letting it go, so I must not have wanted to let it go. And two, because it was the norm. It's what I was used to doing all my life. So while it was uncomfortable, at least it was a familiar uncomfortableness. And just sitting in it and not doing anything would feel foreign and unpredictable and out of control. And that's what I was running from at the time. But now I know that I would rather let it flow through me and then out of me. I don't want it anymore. I want to feel it. As long as it takes or as short as it takes, I want to feel it so I can heal it and then move the freak on. Move the freak on. So the trick is to do nothing but surrender. Be with it. No matter how uncomfortable it is, you just have to sit in it. I think there's a little bit of a misconception about being present. Just because you're present doesn't mean you're all blissed out of your mind. It can and it does. And for me at this point, that's pretty much exactly what being present means to me. But it also means you're dealing with what exactly you need to be dealing with. Everything else fades away. So when you're present, you're either blissed out of your mind, my favorite, or you're sitting with extremely uncomfortable emotions. Not my favorite, but I trust it because on the other side, there's always growth. Or third option, you're handling business. I also love this one. You're in the zone, you're flowing, you're working. Like you're literally working on whatever work is to you, so you're at your actual day job. Or you're having a much needed tough conversation with someone about something. So you're handling business, you're being an adult. And I freaking love all those options. And I truly don't want to be anywhere else but here, but present. There's a few sort of definitions I've heard regarding fear as an acronym. So there's fear as fuck everything and run. Or there's face everything and recover. Love that one. And then another great one is false evidence appearing real. Love that one as well. The second and third meanings are so great. So face everything and recover is definitely the route you want to take if you truly want to overcome your anxiety, because those fearful feelings really are or really is false evidence appearing real. And if you let it take over, then it's going to be so real and you're in it no matter what. And fuck everything and run can look a lot of ways. It could be over drinking, so just drinking a bunch of alcohol to numb the pain, or eating a bunch of shitty food so you feel less, or whatever the case may be. There are so many ways we can distract and numb ourselves, but those tactics only push down and prolong actual healing of the real reason you're having this anxiety in the first place. So next time your anxiety pays you a visit, hang out with it. Ask it questions. This might seem pretty crazy, but I promise it works. It's helped me so much, so I know it can help you too. What is your anxiety showing you? Because if you can find a big lesson or a micro lesson in everything, you'll see that it's all happening for a reason, and it's happening for you, not to you. My favorite podcast right now is called Spiritual Shit. Spiritual Shit with the Leah Lovely. And on one of her episodes, she put anxiety in a whole new perspective, and it's seriously such gold. It resonates with me so freaking much. So this is what it is. So if we consider ourselves as sensitive rather than anxious, we're sensitive. We're sensitive beings. We're not anxious beings. So think of your anxious thoughts, anxious feelings and emotions as yourself simply picking up on information that is causing you to be anxious. So anxiety is not the problem, it's the symptom. Anxiety isn't the cause, it's the symptom. So what's causing the anxiety? Is the news causing you anxiety? That would make a lot of sense because the news only seems to share news with us that immediately shoot us into a worried state, and half the time isn't even accurate. So that's why I don't ever watch the news, the standard news. When I want to look up facts, I go to other sources I know are 100% factual, non-biased, and facts that will allow me to be more aware and more updated, not just in a complete state of fear. So if you look at anxiety this way, you can start to see what is showing you, what your anxiety is showing you, and see it for what it is, instead of just letting it control you and have you suffering for literally no reason at all. What I've realized is that my anxiety shows me what doesn't serve me. So it's like a little gift from the universe. Stay away from that person or stay away from that thought. Little nudges and pushes, pushing you into your intuition, into the right direction. Pushing you forward rather than backwards, pushing you towards what brings you peace and happiness and away from what gives you exactly what you don't want, which is fear and worry. If you start to look at anxiety in this way, you can thank it because it shows you exactly what is out of alignment with yourself. Doing this drops you into your heart and out of your head. Up into my heart, oh my gosh, game over. I'll win every time. These fearful thoughts and feelings have nothing on me when I'm in my heart. Because in my heart, I'm present, I'm here, I'm ready, I'm open, I'm connected. What is there to be afraid of when I have the whole universe on my side? And if one of these things my small self is worrying about truly needs to be fixed, I know I'll see it in my present. How amazing is this? That anxiety, the thing that is really, really probably holding everyone down right now, can be a tool to pull you up, help guide you in the exact direction your soul wants to go. A little trick I just figured out a few days ago is asking myself, is this feeling or thought, is it from my ego or from my soul, my higher self? And after years and years of working on this, of getting to know myself better, having more self-awareness, more self-trust, I know now immediately if it's my ego talking or if it's my soul talking. If the answer is ego, I let it go immediately. I have no time or patience for that. And if the answer is soul, I'll process it. I'll work with it. I'll hang out with it. I'll connect with it. And then I can trust that when it's ready to pass, it'll pass. And let me tell you, it always passes, always. Sometimes it takes a few seconds, sometimes a few hours, and sometimes a few weeks. But I can be grateful because every time there is a gift on the other side, a gift of growth, just waiting for you. Always. And oftentimes, the longer I have to sit with something, the bigger the opportunity of growth there is on the other side. So love it. Be patient with it. Have fun with it. This is the work. This is our work. We have day jobs and all that, but that doesn't mean shit. This is the work. This work is exactly why we're all here. So why would we rush that? Experience it all, because one day it will all be gone. That's the only thing we know for sure. So give your all to this. Give your all to yourself. Give your all to the ones you love, because love and connection is the transaction, not money. We've had it backwards for far too long, and we could all change this starting right now, starting with ourselves. We have to give up to move on and do that over and over again every single day. It's a daily practice and a daily process. So please be patient. It's not something you can rush. We've spent our whole lives pushing these emotions down and adding on to them. So we can't expect for it to just disappear overnight. But I promise, once you trust the process and work with it, you will start to feel a shift and you will start to taste that amazingness of peace and presence. And every day, more and more, you'll be in the zone, in flow with yourself, with the universe, with everyone around you. And that is 100% where I want to be. Will I fall out of that flow 1 million more times? Heck yes. But all I have to do is have the awareness when I'm out, jump right back in. It's so simple, yet so hard, but it's always worth it. The reason why it's so hard to be present or in the flow, in the zone, whatever you want to call it, in general, is because something a long time ago, most likely when you were a young kid, you were just minding your own business, being joyous, being happy, and it was just taken away from you all of a sudden. And honestly, I can think of a handful of times where this has happened to me growing up. One example is when I was doing arts and crafts or something like that. And little Kelsey, little me, I just stapled my finger. Right in my finger. I have no idea how, but I did. And there was my thumb, and there was my a staple right there in it. And I freaked the hell out, and I ran to my dad. I was like, Dad, I stapled my finger. And I was bawling. And I remember he was so freaking mad at me. He was like, why'd you staple your finger? So dumb. And I was so scared and confused because I didn't think I did anything wrong. I just knew I was scared. But obviously, I did do something wrong because of how he was reacting. And our parents, when we are young, I think you would all agree with this. They're like our gods. Whatever they say goes. Like, if you want to do one thing, you can't if they won't let you. Like, that sucks, right? That's just how it was. So when they're mad at you, it's because you did something wrong. Whether that's the truth or not, that's how it seems, that's how it feels. Because when we're young, we have such little awareness and we're so sensitive. And yeah, from that moment on, and all the other moments similar to this from my life piled on, I learned that I can't be fully present and I can't be free. And I need to be on and ready, or else I'll get in trouble or something bad will happen. I'm definitely not blaming my dad for this. He's just a human doing the best he can, and that's simply how he chose to react. But me being a little girl took this on, and unfortunately, I made it mean something about me, and then found more and more evidence for that along the way. Can you think back to a moment where you felt like this, where you could be a spontaneous and joyous kid and free, and it was just taken away from you? This is such a profound exercise to do. I believe a moment like this happened for each and every one of us. So now, being fully present is actually pretty fucking scary. And it takes a lot of courage to live there. But if you ask me, you didn't ask me, but I'm going to tell you, if you ask me, there is no other place to live. Because if you aren't in the present, you aren't fully living. You aren't. And I think I just started fully living this year, right now, just a few months ago. That's one of so many reasons why I'm so grateful for COVID. Another reason why it's so hard to be present is because we're always trying to get rid of uncertainty. And sorry to break it to you, but uncertainty is a human condition. It always has been, and it always will be this way with us. And you won't ever feel safe enough to be present until you truly accept this. That's another reason I'm so grateful for this time, because it's shown me all the ways how much control we truly do not have. And never will have. And as an over planner and overthinker and over everythinger, I decided to take that in as a plus, as a positive. Like, oh, why would I give all my energy to this if I'm getting nothing in return? If it's literally doing nothing. If all I'm getting in return is fear, worry, and anxiety. I decided I'm no longer going to actively worry about things or give too much energy to things in general. I'm just going to go day by day, moment by moment, and trust that whatever is ahead of me, I can handle and I will learn from. And whatever I decide to give in the moment, how much or how little energy is perfect. That's it. Will I always try my best and give my all? Yes, of course, but that doesn't have to be hard. You can give your all and still stay composed, stay calm, stay clear, stay confident, all at the same time. I will no longer sit in a state of fear. Instead, I'll sit in a state of peace, trust, and acceptance, and honestly, an excitement, truly curious to see what is in store for me next, and going with the flow rather than trying to control the world, to mold it into what I think is right. That's way too much pressure. That's not my job. And I've been acting like it's my job all my life. Once I truly learned this and took it all in, I naturally started to put all my energy towards the one thing I do have control over. And that's how I respond to what comes my way. So what if you put all your energy into what you can control? Well, I'll tell you, you'll be more patient, you'll be more grounded, you'll be more in your heart and out of your head. You'll start to treat yourself better, treat others better. Making decisions will become much easier, and you'll be working with the universe, not against it. Accept and learn to love uncertainty and watch your anxiety start to leave your body, leave your mind, and make space for things that make you happy, make you excited, that fill you with love and passion. So remember, nothing is wrong with you. You're perfect just as you are, even when you're filled with anxiety and have no idea what to do or where to go with it. Remember, there's nothing to do. There's nothing to fix. Don't fight it. Lean into it. Feel it. Ask it questions. It just wants some love and acknowledgement, just like each and every one of us. Learn from it, because again, it's a little gift from the universe giving you signs. All you have to do is be present with it and listen. Suffering is a choice, and if you fight this part of yourself, you will suffer. For example, if you want to reach something high up on a shelf that you can just barely reach, do you jump and struggle and get right on your tippy toes to barely be able to grab it? Or do you simply grab a chair, grab the item, and go on your merry way? Your choice. What will you choose? One last point that I really think is connected to anxiety is trust, self-trust. Trust in yourself. When my anxiety is at an all-time high and I'm fighting it because I'm not trusting myself, that's why I'm fighting it. Not trusting that I can handle what's coming my way. So because I can't trust myself, I try to control everything to ensure everything will be all good. That way I won't necessarily need to step out of my comfort zone. But that's not what I want. I want to trust myself. I want to trust myself to the absolute max. Because when you're in that state of full self-acceptance and trust, that's true confidence. That's when you can just lay back and chill and live your life however you see fit. Because you know that whatever happens, whatever, and we have no idea what that is, you can handle it all on your own. You don't need anyone else, anything else, but your perfect self. So treat yourself with love and respect, with patience each and every moment. We spend our whole lives virtually shitting on ourselves, putting ourselves down, comparing ourselves to others, pushing down our feelings, pushing down our emotions, doing everything we can to not be ourselves. And now we are choosing the other door, the door to bliss, the door to freedom, to peace, where we can just be whoever we truly are, without fear, without worry of not being accepted, of not being loved, because we have everything we need right here, right inside of all of us. All day, every day, it's right here. And as long as we put ourselves first, take care of ourselves, the rest will follow. True connection, true love, everything we could ever imagine is right there in every moment. Be present and be gentle, everyone. I really hope me sharing all this shit that I go through all day, literally all day, every day, will help get you into your heart and out of your head just a little bit more. It's time to take your power back and do what you know is right and what is true for you. We need to stop hurting ourselves to save ourselves. To save yourself, all you got to do is let it all go, all of it, and just be you. Thank you so much for listening to this episode about anxiety. I hope my struggles will help you get through yours and know that you're not alone through this and that we're all connected and we're all here to help each other. Please send this to a friend if you think it could help them. Leave a rating, a review. Hit me up on Instagram. Let me know if this episode makes any sense, because I'm really just talking from the heart and hoping it lands. So my Instagram is at Kelsey W. Keil. KelseyWkeil. Love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you next week.